So let's bring in Paul right now. Earlier, when you showed that radar, I mean, it's just sitting right there on the coast, ready to just barrel right into the Bay Area.
Coming right in here, and then it'll make its way farther and farther south as this whole storm system progresses. So we're just in the beginning stages of it. Let's get to what is happening, and we'll start with the big picture perspective here. I mean, the really big picture perspective across the entire planet, because this storm system stands out very clearly. It is that swirl there that is headed for the west coast. It's directing the atmospheric river on the southern end of it towards the west coast, which is going to aim at us over about the next 12 to 16 hours. And then that is going to be kind of drifting farther to the south towards Southern California throughout the day tomorrow, escalating the threat of both flooding and mudslides. We'll talk about those threats momentarily. But let's talk about what's happening around our neck of the woods as the rain is just starting to move in. Put some labels on the map here. Don't need them for the current radar perspective because, well, most of the rain is still offshore, but it's making its way closer and closer to us. And we are going to cover the map with our radar simulation as we head through tonight and into tomorrow. So let's go from the current view to what's going to happen between now and 11 o'clock. And that offshore rain becomes onshore rain as we head through the rest of this evening. Some locally heavy downpours. Those are outlined in yellow and orange. Not lingering too long in any particular spot, but there are going to be a lot of them potentially traveling over the same territory over and over again. So localized flooding is a concern already within the first few hours of the rain moving in this evening. We'll go from 11 o'clock tonight through 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and this is when some of the heaviest rain is going to continue to fall on increasingly saturated ground. It does look like the early morning commute is going to be a mess, and you see this band lining up here that extends from the North Bay offshore. That is accompanying some of the gustier winds that are going to be moving in along with the system. We'll talk about that in a second as well. From 4 o'clock tomorrow morning through 9 a.m., this takes us through rush hour, and it is going to be wet. Even as the heaviest rain is moving off to the east as the rush progresses, we're still going to see wet roads, plenty of standing water on the sides of those roads, probably some flooded intersections, so allow plenty of extra time. If you have the option to work from home tomorrow, I would exercise that option. It's going to be windy throughout the day as well. Then one more radar simulation from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning through 9 o'clock in the evening. Even once the heaviest rain moves off to the east, we still have lingering off and on showers that are going to continue prowling the Bay Area. With some locally heavy downpours, they're not going to last long enough to lead to any new flooding threat. It would mainly be the amount of rain that falls tonight into early tomorrow morning, making its way through the various watersheds around the Bay Area, then leading to some stream, creek, and river flooding eventually as it makes its way into those main tributaries. In terms of the amount of total rainfall that we expect, amounts are going to vary from just over an inch of rain in the Santa Clara Valley. Even the rain shadow of the Santa Cruz Mountains forecasting more than 1 inch of rain for San Jose and about 1.5 inches for Livermore. Doesn't erase the rainfall deficit you're running in those communities, but it does help. And then we're talking about 2 inches or so of rain for San Francisco and 2 to 3 inches of rain for most of the North Bay. A lot of this falling within the course of about 12 hours or so. So this was spaced out over the course of a few days. The ground could absorb that, even with the rain that we had last week, but it's going to fall in a pretty short amount of time, and that does help to increase the flooding threat as we head through tonight and tomorrow. Let's talk about the wind potential. With our hour-by-hour wind gusts, those winds are going to become much more noticeable as the heavy rain makes its way in through this evening and tonight. Gusts in the 20 to 30 mile an hour range are going to give way to gusts in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range, and this is going to continue even after the heaviest rain has moved off to the east. So it is going to be a blustery day basically all day Thursday. And as the trees are trying to hold on to that saturated soil, some of those trees are going to come down, or at least limbs are going to come down, and that leads to the threat of at least sporadic power outages. The winds will gradually die down tomorrow evening, but they don't completely diminish until we get past about 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. That's when our wind advisory is going to expire. Of course, this is going to be a snowmaker for the Sierra. Let's take a look at the big picture perspective here. We'll bring in the U.S. map and walk over to California. We do have winter storm warnings that are in effect for the Sierra. These go through 10 o'clock on Friday. We're talking about 1.5 feet of snow at lake level. The winter storm warning outlined in the bright shade of pink there. 1.5 feet of snow at lake level, potentially 5 to 6 feet of snow in the higher elevations. And all of those warnings in effect for Southern California will clear some of those out. The red shaded area on this map indicates that moderate risk of excessive rainfall. That's level 3 out of 4. That means a significant threat of flooding for Southern California, flooding and debris flows around the sites of those burn scars. Here's the 7-day forecast. We've got rain and wind tomorrow, lingering showers on Friday, and then the forecast largely dries out. There's an outside chance of a shower or two north of the Golden Gate on Sunday, but that's not going to amount to very much at all. And then dry weather looks to prevail as we head through most of next week, maybe even all the way until the end of February. Ryan?
All right, thanks, Paul.